Hi, in this tutorial we're going to show you how you can set up a Lutron Audio Pico wireless controller. As you can see, the Pico Audio wireless controller from Lutron has 5 buttons. The top button is a pause play button. The middle buttons, there's 3 buttons here. There's a volume up, volume down, and a center button. And finally on the bottom there's a next track button. So what we're going to do is we are going to basically configure it so that when you press these buttons, it's going to invoke certain CasaTunes actions. And what we're going to do in this tutorial is we're going to basically set up this audio keypad, which is in the master bedroom, to basically when you hit the top button here, the pause play button, it's actually going to do a CasaTunes power toggle action in the master bedroom. So it's going to toggle the power on and off in the master bedroom, which effectively is similar to the pause and play behavior. We're then going to set up the volume up button. When you press that, it's going to invoke a CasaTunes volume up action, and similarly when you press the button, the down volume button, it's going to execute a CasaTunes volume down action. The center button, what we're going to do to provide our customers with some nice functionality, is it's basically going to rotate through the playlist. So every time you press this button, it will go ahead and select the next playlist. And finally, the button on the bottom here, we're going to basically set it up so that when you press this button, it will go to the next song. So let's go ahead and see how you set this up now in CasaTunes itself. So here we are in the iOS app, and what we do is we go ahead and reveal our menus and go to settings, and in here you'll see there's an option for configuring your Lutron settings. Let's go ahead and select that. Now there are a few things that you have to do first as far as enabling CasaTunes to work with your Lutron. First of all, of course, you have to enable Lutron. Secondly, you have to specify the IP address of your main Lutron controller. And lastly, you should create a dedicated Telnet login credentials for CasaTunes to use. In this case, I've created an account called a Telnet session that uses David as the username and then my password. So what we need to do now is we basically need to define each of those buttons on that Pico Audio wireless keypad. We need to define those triggers. So let's go into the triggers menu, and here we're going to go ahead and add a new trigger. Now in this particular case, everything on that Pico wireless is a button, so we're going to go ahead and configure a Lutron button trigger. And that audio keypad is located in the master bedroom, so let's find it. Okay, here we have the audio keypad, and as you can see, that Lutron audio keypad has the 5 buttons named as appropriately here. So the play pause is the top button, the favorite is that center button, the next track is the button on the bottom, and then the volume up, volume down buttons are there. Okay, so the first button we're going to configure is going to be the play pause button. So let's go ahead and select that. Okay, so now what it's saying is here's our trigger. It's basically the play pause button on the audio keypad that resides in the master bedroom. Now what do we want to do when that button is pressed? Now we're going to go ahead and configure the CasaTunes action to take. So we're going to go ahead, and in our case we said for that button we're going to create the power toggle button. So we need to specify the room that we want to toggle. So in this case it's the master bedroom. So now what happens is when you hit the play pause button on the audio keypad in the master bedroom, it's going to toggle the power in the master bedroom. So and because it's a power toggle, you can also specify when the room is powered on, you can specify to have a certain volume level or you can specify to use a particular source, and you can specify to use a particular playlist. But in our case, we're just going to just take the default settings here. So basically it's going to continue to play whatever was previously playing in the master bedroom. So let's go ahead and save that. And so now what we've done is we programmed our first button on that Pico audio wireless controller. So now we have to just replicate the process and program the remaining buttons. So I'm going to do that very quickly here. So let's go ahead and add a new trigger, and it's a button trigger, and it resides in the master bedroom on the audio keypad. And now let's program the favorite button. That's the one in the middle. That's this circular one over here. So let's go ahead and select that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to select the CasaTunes action. So in this case, we want to select the next playlist. And again, it's in the master bedroom. So we can go ahead and save that. Now I'm going to quickly go ahead and program the remaining of these items, these buttons on that audio keypad. The next track, I'm just going to specify CasaTunes to play the next track as well. We'll go ahead and save that. And we're going to go ahead and do the volume up button now. So let's scroll down here. And again, it's in the master bedroom, so we save that. And finally, we'll go ahead and select our volume down. And again, we're going to scroll down and select the master bedroom. Okay, at this point I've configured all my buttons on my Lutron Audio Pico wireless controller, and this makes it an extremely easy device for especially people that are less technical to be able to control the music in the master bedroom. So they can use the top button to basically turn the room on and off. They can use these two buttons to turn the volume up and down. They can use the center button to select a different playlist, and then they can skip to the next track if they don't like the current song. So it's a super elegant, super simple way for them to control the music in the master bedroom.